I'm not gonna lie, but we'll do a good job. We'll be alright. And it looks like we found our first opponent. We're facing on Samelia. Samelia also looks like she joined in, or they joined in at the same time. Okay, so this is pretty cool. So we have Bat Caliber, Dunsparce, Palafin, Amoonguss, Fluttermane, and Screamtail. So it does look like I know the Dunsparce is used a lot for the rattle combinations. This also looks like it could have some Parasan and potentially some Trick Room shenanigans as well. So we just want to be mindful of that. Luckily, we don't really have anything that prevents rain, but I don't know if I actually want rain. I mean, it's good against the Amoonguss, but I don't want to enable Palafin, especially too because I don't have Gastrodon on my team this time around, so it might be a little bit harder to use. I don't mind. It could still be useful, maybe not in the front. But it could be useful in the front to deal with Amoonguss only, right, and just knock it out. But if I commit Pelipper's Terra, then I guess the question is what happens afterwards. So that's just a thing. So we could go with Chien-Pao Garganacl. That'd be an interesting lead. I don't mind. All right, you know what? I can go with Chien-Pao Golden Go, right? And then from there, yeah, I'm cool with Chien-Pao Golden Go. And then from there, I'll go with Garganacl to slow things down. And then it's really the Amoonguss matchup. I just got to be mindful of that. Golden Go does decently well. You know what? I'll go with Ferrograph. Ferrograph, at least what it can do is it can use Armor Tail to help prevent any priority, and so that might be helpful in and of itself. So we're gonna go that route. I don't feel bad not taking in Dreadnought. I'm a little bit concerned that I didn't take in Pelipper, but let's see what we got. Okay, so Fluttermane and Amoonguss. So this is kind of nice. So that goes off. No photosynthesis, obviously, but we can kind of target into Amoonguss with both Make It Rain and before we do this, let's take a look. Okay, you could switch in Palafin, okay, but Ice Spinner still will do a decent amount. And Make It Rain, yeah, if you're not choice, then I get a pretty strong hit off of you. So I'm confident going for this route right now. Amoonguss might either protect or want to switch out. If it switches out, then we'll be in a solid spot. I think the one thing I could have done a better job of is protect. Okay, Fluttermane's going to switch out. That's totally fine. I think I can bring in Golden Go later. And actually, Screamtail is going to be taking a considerable amount of damage here. So I actually do feel pretty good about this. Amoonguss is also switching out. So talk about a pretty passive turn from my opponent, and the Dunsparce is coming in. Okay. So, this is actually a pretty good turn, all things considered. Look how much damage we do. That's just an insane amount. And then fire off Ice Spinner. Nice thing here, too, is that I don't reveal, okay, so, wow, yeah, that was a great turn for us. I don't reveal that I was Choice Scarfs. So, I think I'm going to target Screamtail, and I feel confident that I can get the KO on the Dunsparce at this range. So let's fire up. Well, actually, I probably did reveal that it was Choice Scarf. Oh, well, okay. Thanks for the double KOs there. That was great. This is me worried, and this is a dominating lead so far. Oh my gosh. Yo, let's go! Daxman just got a Fissure taking out that Annihilate on his game. Man, let's go. I'm glad that you're choosing that, yeah, and that also makes dealing with Annihilate so much easier, let me tell you. Alright, so this is pretty straightforward. I'm just going to go ahead and protect the Chien-Pao, and I'm going to switch into Ferrograph. At this point, Ferrograph isn't really going to be doing anything too much. Yeah, no, there was a lot, but I think it's just practice, really. And Dax can tell you, like, last year we really got into it at Salt Lake, and, you know, over time you kind of get used to the strategies and things like that, and it's a lot more fun as you keep on playing the games, you know? Alright, so Amoonguss is going to Terra type. Perfect Terra Water, I don't really care. It will resist Make It Rain, but at the end of the day, I think we're going to be in a really solid spot here. So, Chien-Pao is going to go ahead and protect. I want to keep this as simple as possible. We're going to get that Shadow Ball, but it's going to go against Ferrograph, which means nothing. And then Amoonguss uses Spore, and Chien-Pao is protected. Cool. Perfect. Alright, so this looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and switch into Garganacl here. And I'm just going to fire off a Dazzling Gleam. I don't think we need to we don't need to be fancy here or anything. So let's just go ahead and get some chip damage off. So, yeah, I mean, the opponent just not having great switch-ins and just let me get that KO really helped out for sure. Alright, so... Okay, Fluttermane's finding a way to come back. It's going to use that Calm Mind here. But I do know for a fact I do outspeed it, which will be very helpful. Alright, so I'm going to go fire off a Dazzling Gleam. I ain't going to do too much here, which is okay. And then Moongus uses Spore into the Chien-Pao slot, but it doesn't affect Garganacl, which is perfect. And you reveal the leftovers. No, that's awesome, Dax. Yo, if we decide to go to Wisconsin, I think that we got to use it. You got to remind me again. I know that you did some things with your team, but I forget exactly what Pokemon you used on your team. Alright, and then we get to fire off an Ally Switch. Yo, that Fissure has been doing some work. Alright, so, okay, so it's Life Orb. We had to deal with that Moonblast, but I'm glad that we decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and use that Ally Switch, take that attack, and then we're just going to make it a little bit easier. Okay, so Moongus fires off a Giga Drain. I'm not too worried about that. I'm not worried at all. Something else I learned, too, is that you can't Ally Switch twice in a row. So that's something I just need to be mindful of. I learned that in a battle previously. I thought, but so they nerfed it from Sword and Shield, which I personally think is good. So, yeah, we can use Dazzling Gleam, and I'll just use Protect for now. Really, the main thing here, I just want to get either a free switch into Chien-Pao or Golden Go. I don't want to risk anything. Cool, Moonblast is totally fine. Okay. And then Giga Drain as well. Yeah, totally fine here. It does not matter. Fluttermane, Talonflame, Team Loop. Yo, okay, yeah. Your team... I remember, yes, building that together. Yeah, your team is dangerous, let me tell you. Especially with that Gothitelle trapping. I mean, so many chances to use Fissure and Stomping Tantrum. It's really strong there. Perfect. Fluttermane's going to get knocked out next turn. So this Ally Switch is relatively free. I'm trying to think what I would do to throw away the game. I think it would be if I lost Garganacl immediately. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stay in, and I'm going to go ahead and hit this recover button. Perfect. Okay. So that would have been dangerous. So I could have used Salt Cure, but I'm glad I didn't go for the Ally Switch. That felt like it was a little bit too close for comfort. And we get the Giga Drain off, but the Giga Drain at this point means nothing. I recover my HP, I get all of that goodness back, and Fluttermane's going to get knocked out with Salt Cure. Perfect. Amoonguss can't 3v1, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to trick Amoonguss with that Choice Scarf, and we're going to just close out this battle. Yeah, there's no need to Terra right now, and in fact, I'll Terra Chien-Pao at the end if I need be. But yeah, we can just use Trick, get rid of our Choice Scarf, we don't need it anymore, and we'll just start Salt Cure for the win. And they cancel, yeah. So, great first battle. That was awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Amelia, for the play. That was awesome. Appreciate you playing against us. But yeah, I mean, honestly, that turn one really just helped out. They played very defensively, and that really did help. Choice Scarf Golden Go definitely helped us out too. So, yeah, I can definitely see why they wanted to switch. I think a stronger play would have been protecting Amoonguss and then switching out Fluttermane. I think that could have given them some leeway. But still, yeah, we just had a very dominating first game there.